I shot a man last week. In the back. I miss it now. It was really interesting. Still, I'm not going to get depressed. You have to look to the future. To have something like that under your belt can be quite useful. You never know when you might be called on to repeat the experience. It wasn't in the line of duty. I wasn't a policewoman or someone who takes violence in their stride. It was with a harpoon gun, actually. And it definitely wasn't an accident. My decision to kill was arrived at only after a visible tussle with my conscience. I had to make it plain that once I pulled the trigger, things were never going to be the same again. This was a woman at the crossroads. It wasn't crossroads, of course. They don't shoot people in crossroads. At any rate, not with harpoon guns. If anybody did get shot, it would be with a weapon more suited to the motel ambiance. I have been in crossroads, though, actually. I was in an episode involving a fork lunch. At least I was told it was a fork lunch. The script said it was a finger buffet. I said to the floor manager, I said, Rex, are you on cans? Because I'd like some direction on this point. Are we toying or are we tucking in? He said, forget it, we're losing the food anyway. I was playing Woman in a Musquash Coat, a guest at the wedding reception. I was scheduled just to be in that one episode. However, in my performance, I tried to suggest I'd taken a fancy to the hotel, in the hope that I'd catch the director's eye and he'd have me stay on after the fork lunch for the following episode, which involved a full-blown weekend. So I acted an interest in the soft furnishings, running my finger over the formica and admiring the carpet on the walls. Only Rex came over to me to say they'd put me in a musquash coat to suggest I was a sophisticated woman. Could I try and look as if I was more at home in a 3-star motel? I wasn't at home in that sort of motel, I can tell you. Said to the man I'd been put next to, who I took to be my husband. I said, curtains in orange nylon and no placemats. Not even a veneer of civilization. He said, don't talk to me about orange nylon. I was on a jury once that sentenced Richard Attenborough to death. We'd been told to indulge in simulated cocktail chit-chat, so we weren't being unprofessional, talking. That is something I pride myself on, actually. I'm professional to my fingertips. Whatever it is I'm doing, even if it's just a walk-on, I must get involved, right up to the hilt. I can't help it. People who know me tell me I'm a very serious person. Only it's funny. I never get to do serious parts. The parts I get offered tend to be fun-loving girls who take life as it comes and aren't afraid of a good time should the opportunity arise type thing. I'd call them vivacious, if that didn't carry overtones of the outdoor life. In a nutshell, I play the kind of girl who's very much at home on a bar stool and who seldom has to light her own cigarette, which couldn't be more different from me, because for a start I'm not a smoker. I can smoke if a part requires it. I'm a professional. You need as many strings to your bow as you can in this game. But having said that, I'm not a natural smoker. And what's more, I surprise my friends by not being much of a party-goer either. Rather curl up with a book, quite frankly. However, this particular party, I'd made an exception. Thing was, I'd met this ex-graphic designer who was quitting the rat race and going off to Zimbabwe. He was having a little farewell do in the flat of an air hostess friend of his in Mitcham. Would I go? I thought, well, it's not every day you get somebody going off to Zimbabwe, so I said yes. And I'm glad I did, because that's how I got the audition. Now, my hobby is people. I collect people. So when I saw this interesting-looking man in the corner, next thing is I find myself talking to him. I said, you look an interesting person. I'm interested in interesting people. Hello? He said, hello. I said, what do you do? He said, I'm in films. I said, oh, that's interesting. Anything in the pipeline? He said, as a matter of fact, yes. And he starts telling me about this project he's involved in, making videos for the overseas market, targeted chiefly on West Germany. I said, you're the producer? He said, no, but I'm on the production caption side the name Spud. I said, Spud? That's an interesting name. Mine's Leslie. He said, as it happens, Leslie, we've got a problem at the moment. Our main girls had to drop out because her back's packed in. Are you an actress? I said, well, Spud, it's interesting you should ask, because as a matter of fact, I am. He said, will you excuse me one moment, Leslie? I said, why, Spud, where are you going? He said, I'm going to go away and make one phone call. It transpires the director's seeing possible replacements the very next day at an address in West London. Spud said, it's interesting because I'm based in Ealing. I said, isn't that West London? He said, it is. Where's your stamping ground? I said, Bromley for my sins. He said, that's a farish cry. Why not bed down at my place? I said, thank you, kind sir, but I didn't fall off the Christmas tree yesterday. He said, Leslie, I've got a son studying hotel management and a daughter with one kidney. Besides, I've got my sister-in-law staying. She's come up for the Ideal Home exhibition. Penny began to drop when I saw the tattoo. My experience of tattoos is that they're generally confined to the lower echelons, and when I saw his vest, it had electrician written all over it. Never even saw the sister-in-law. Still traipsing round Olympia, probably. I know something about personality. There's a chapter about it in this book I'm reading. It's by an American. They're the experts. Where personality is concerned, the Americans. They've got it down to a fine art. It's very big on interviews, so I was able to test it down. The director's not very old. Blue suit, tie loose, sleeves turned back. I put him down as a university type. Said his name was Simon, which I instantly committed to memory, because that's one of the points in the book. Purpose and use of name. He said, forgive this crazy time. I said, sorry, Simon. He said, like 9:30 in the morning. I said, Simon, the day begins when the day begins. You're the director. He said, yes, well, can you tell me what you've done? I said, where you may have seen me, Simon, is in Tess, Roman Polanski. I played Chloe. I don't remember her, he said. Is she in the book? I said, book? This is Tess, Simon, Roman Polanski. Chloe was the one on the back of the farm cart wearing a shawl. The shawl was original 19th century embroidery, all hand done. Do you know Roman, Simon? He said, not personally, no. I said, physically, he's quite small, but we had a very good working relationship, very open. He said that was good, because Travis in the film was very open. I said, Travis? It's an interesting name, Simon. He said, yes, she's an interesting character. She spends most of the film on the deck of a yacht. I said, yacht? That's interesting, Simon. My brother-in-law's got a small powerboat berthed at Ipswich. He said, well, snap. I said, yes. Small world. He said, in an ideal world, Leslie, I'd be happy to sit chatting all day.